30-06 John here, and Marlin Ruger has reintroduced the Glenfield line, and they have the Model A rifle, and looks familiar to another rifle. So keep on watching, and I hope you enjoyed the video. I have 3 Ruger American first generation bolt action rifles. They work pretty good for me. My son's in 7mm08 has taken a bunch of caribou and deer, and my Ruger Ranch rifle in 450 Bushmaster, I actually got a black-tailed deer with that last year also. Ruger has reintroduced the Glenfield line. They're calling this rifle the Model A rifle, but is actually just the upgraded Ruger American Gen 1 with a few additional features. When you look at the website for Glenfield and you look at the rifle, there's no mistaking it's a Ruger American rifle. Has a Picatinny rail. You can see the tang safety on there. When you look at the details of the rifle, the price for them, MSRP, is $499. That's much cheaper than the Ruger American Gen 2 bolt action rifles. I think they're up over $700 now. A few important differences from these rifles. The Glenfield Model A rifle has a 2-position tang safety. So this is the original Ruger American Action. Also, they are not Cerakoted, it's just blued. The stock, they say it's a splatter-coated stock, but okay. Calibers, they have limited the calibers to make it more economical to make these. 308, 30-06, 270, 243, 6.5 Creedmoor, and 350 Legend. They also have a 450 Bushmaster. All of these, they say, are limited availability, but I've seen plenty of the Marlin lever actions around town, so I'm sure these will be showing up shortly. One cartridge they don't have these chambered in is 223 Remington or 5.56, and especially with the 350 Legend and 450 Bushmaster chambering, I would have thought they would have added 223. The 350 Legend uses the same action as a 223. So outside of that, these would be great deer hunting cartridges. They seem to be aimed at deer hunters. So why has Ruger come out with this rifle when they have the Ruger American Gen 2? Well, because they're getting a lot of competition on the low end of rifles, the lower price rifles. Savage has the Model 334 bolt action rifle. That is a made in Turkey rifle. I've seen those around town. They're actually fairly well made. I don't know anyone who has one who shot it, but they look well made. Savage, of course, has the Axis and Axis 2 rifles. Those are pretty popular. And Mossberg has their line of bolt action rifles that are fairly inexpensive also. I know a couple people who has gotten deer using those rifles. Couple issues just to be aware of on the Ruger American rifles, especially the Gen 1 rifles, is the ammunition feeding device. I'm not going to say what it is because I'll get a nasty gram from YouTube. Feeding has always been probably the biggest problem with the Ruger American Gen 1 rifles. hopefully they corrected these problems on these rifles. Adding a coned breech would certainly help. They did do that on the Ruger American Gen 2s. Depending on the chambering, about half of those have coned breeches. But if I was looking for an inexpensive bolt-action rifle, I would look at the Glenfield rifles pretty closely. I think those would fill a lot of people's needs right there.